Melissa Brosnan. I'm the Petadores Operation Manager, and this is a managers meeting webinar to introduce new managers to our club and to our various websites, and any returning managers, just a refresher on where to locate information. We were going to go over the manager's handbook, the Petadores website, the FCDSL website, the Cal South website, and then talk about how we do tournaments, raffle, recipes, practice gear, and uniforms at the club. So the first item I want to show you is our Petadores website. It's located at petadores.org. The front page is shown with a rotator that will rotate various images of important things we'd like to show to everybody. It could be people having tryouts, or if a team won a tournament, maybe some junior academies, they'll just rotate through with various key items that are important right now. The top of the website, you'll see that we have different social media that you can click on: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. We don't use our website for registration, so you'll never be able to click these buttons. This is just for the admins to use to put the information in the website. We have different tabs at the top. You'll see Club Office, Coaches, Chapters, Academy, and Registration. Club Office, you can look and see the hours of the office and the store. We do try and keep the office hours and store hours consistent each week so that people know when to show up to pick up gear, to maybe drop off items that need to be dropped off, or pick up items. You also have a registers tab. If you're not sure who your registrar is, you would look on this tab to see what city that they're taking care of, their email and their phone number if they wanted it put on live for people to see. The registrars are the ones who print up your player cards for the season. They will let you know starting in June when they can start printing team cards for the fall season, and those cards are good for the entire year. Also, if you were, if you're not sure about the Petadores and the club history, you can click on that tab and see what the word Petadores means. It means kickers in Spanish, how we came to have our crest, and who our original director was, Robert O'Leary, and that's what the RMO is on our uniforms. You can also look at the mission statement and the board of directors on this tab. Coaches have their own tabs. Coaching directors and chapter coaches are all listed. If you need to get a hold of anybody, you can look on this page to find emails. The coaches page, you'll notice we've done it by areas, and you will see by scrolling through what coaches headshots we have and which ones we don't. So if you see that your coach isn't shown with their photo, if you could please send me a photo, that would be wonderful. Each chapter has their own chapter page where they can load any information that they want. A lot of times it's promoting a junior academy or tryout, field information, maybe coaches, leadership. This is where you would find that information for your chapter. And if your team in particular needs some announcement, then you would let your area director know that announcement, and they could post it directly on their chapter page, or we could post it directly onto our the rotator page where it showed at the very beginning with the different photos sliding through. Academy has its own page and explains the academy and who the coaches are. We will separate this out by girls and boys. And registration tab here shows the different areas that we have registration portals for. And this is where you could direct a family to go to the registration, and they would then click here to go directly to the registration page for that area. Also on our club website, if you scroll down, there's an About Us section. This is just a quick recap of our club, what our championships are with the stars, and that we are a nonprofit, and there's our tax ID number. There's social tabs here. You can click and see different items that were posted to Facebook. And then there's a resources and forms tab. This is where you would find all the different player forms, the Cal South form, player agreement, scholarship form if someone's asking for a scholarship, the player and parent code of conduct, and a donation letter. If you have anyone that wants to donate money to your team or to a player, they could fill out that form and mail it to the office, and we would then post it to the appropriate team or to the player. Manager forms, this is where you look for the reimbursement form. If you need to be reimbursed for a tournament or rest fees, here's a roster template if you'd like to create a roster for your team. Here's the CalSouth admin form. Any manager at our club needs to be registered through CalSouth. So you would fill out this form, you'd email it to your registrar, and then you'd also need to go do the live scan for the CalSouth. They have a form on their website, and we also have it as well. It's where they do a background check on you for being a volunteer since you're working with children. You would fill this out. You would need to go to a UPS store, mailboxes, etc., a police department, and just ask to do a volunteer live scan. And they would just fingerprint you. It's $20 or $25, and you would just pay for that. And then you could turn in this reimbursement form to be reimbursed back for that live scan fee of the $20 or $25 and send this back to me. You can email these to me. You can drop them off at the office. You can mail them to me. We cut checks every Tuesday. So if you need to be reimbursed for something, then you need to make sure you get it to me in before Tuesday. If it gets to me in Tuesday afternoon or after Tuesday, it'll wait till the following Tuesday. We have a treasurer that comes to the office on Tuesday mornings and cuts checks. And so that's why I would need to have everything to me before Tuesday so I can approve it and sign it and categorize it so that they can cut checks. So that can be, so this form can be found on our PATS website. And then also on the PATS website is this manager's handbook. This is basically a rundown of everything we're going to talk about in this webinar. You can find it in a written form and find little brief descriptions of each area that you can read at your own time. At any time you have any questions about anything that we're talking about in this webinar or in the manager's handbook, you can contact me. Via email is probably the easiest. I'm a lot faster at getting back through email than through phone calls, just mainly because I'm in meetings a lot and can't answer my phone. Also on our website, I just wanted to point out that we have these little helpful links. These are different links to various other items with our club, our PATS store. We do have a PATS store that we sell gear on. You would just need to click through what you're looking for and you can log in, or you don't need to log in, but you can just click the item and purchase it directly on this website. This is the same product that's in the store at our PATS offices. It's not a separate center that they would have more stock. Sometimes things might be out of stock. If you need something particularly, you can just let us know. We can still try and find it. If you come physically into the store and need something, sometimes some slides might not be hanging in the rack, but it might be back in our storage, so we can just look for it there. We print everything at the offices, customize it. So if you wanted maybe, let's say, a goalie shirt with just the crest and not PATS across the front, we could do that as well. Sweatshirts come pre-printed already to go, but other items like certain dry fits or women's tops, we can customize based on what you'd like on that. So you can buy it online and choose to pick it up at the store or have it shipped to you, or you can come into the store and shop. Store hours to the store are also listed on the PATS store site, and then you can also go directly back to the Patadori's website from that location as well. Also on the front page of our website, we have the other Patadori's websites here, our address, and if you need to get a hold of us, you can email admin@patadoris.org, and there's our office phone number. This PATS TV link can take you straight to our PATS TV. This is where they'll show different games that were recorded, and you can find your team's film footage there if you had asked for anything to be filmed. There's some alumni information on here, AS Roma, college prep, different academy games, and that's a fun website to go search through as well. So this is the Patadori's website. Again, lots of information on here. If you need to find something, search here first. Everything's posted. If you think that there should be something up on this website, then let me know. I'm happy to add more information as people warrant the need for that. The other website that you're all going to be using a lot is the CalSouth website. This is the youth association that we are all carded through for player cards. This is where the registrars would put your child on your team and you get a player card laminated with their name and their player ID number. You would use this website for other items if you need to find a tournament. You would go to tournaments and click sanctioned tournaments. And how you navigate through here is you would talk to your coach first about what tournaments they would like your team to do. He might not even have a particular tournament that they want you to do. They might just say, find a tournament in June and find one in July. So you would just scroll through and look here at the dates when the tournament is to see what works with your team's schedule. I highly recommend having a parent meeting with the parents and let them know that you are going to be doing tournaments in the summer, and maybe plan ahead and find out what dates they've already planned for vacation so that you're picking a tournament that works with everyone's schedules. You'll find on here the Pats Cup website for the tournament, and this is just a basic website that most tournaments will have. They'll have the rules, they'll have the fee breakdown, they'll have the application to sign up for the tournament. We use Got Soccer for our tournament website. Got Soccer is a tournament website. People only use it for tournaments. It's not linked to anything. So if you have a roster or a login for Got Soccer, you would only use that when you sign up for a tournament. Got Soccer is not linked to Cal South. It's not linked to SCDSL. So they are not all combined. They're all separate portals that you need to enter information on. So if you already have a Got Soccer account for your team, then you could just put your username and password in and hit login, and your whole team roster would load in automatically from your previous history that you've had by using other tournament websites that use Got Soccer. Not every tournament uses Got Soccer. So if, let's say, you don't have a Got Soccer account, then you would just still create one to be able to go onto this website and create your team and register for this tournament. That's how you would register for a tournament. If you are an Orange County team and you get tournament fees from the club, you can then use this reimbursement form, fill out your name and address, and ask for your tournament fees to be reimbursed back to you. You can do per tournament. You could just type in Pats Cup and say it was, let's say, $600, and ask for that $600 to pay yourself back. Certain Orange County teams get a set amount. This year it's $1,000. You can ask just for your $1,000. That way you have that money to work with, and you don't have to wait to be reimbursed back for each of the separate tournaments you'll be signing up for. Obviously, most tournaments, the $1,000 will cover maybe 1 or 2 tournaments, or maybe 1.5. This is where you'll need to ask parents for money to pay for the additional tournaments, or use your raffle funds to pay for that. And I'll talk about the raffle in a little bit. But anyway, this is where you just look for tournaments. And also on this website for Cal South is where, if you happen to do state or national cup at the end of the year, this is where you would apply for those 2 tournaments. And that's what Cal South is. It's the association that has tournaments that you would use to sign up for. The other website I want to bring to your attention is our league, the SCDSL League website. This is where we play in a fall gaming system in the fall, September, October, November. This is all the different clubs that play in SCDSL. When the site goes live in July with everyone's team, you'll then be asked to put your team roster in. And then in August or September, we'll have another meeting where we'll talk about how you do your game reports, your ref fees, and game day procedures for this next season. So we'll talk about that when it gets closer to that season. But for now, you just need to know that this is the league we play in. Games will start in September, go through November, and then that's all we do with SCDSL. It's just a fall gaming season. And then lastly, just wanted to talk about practice gear and uniforms. So practice gear, this year we are doing 1 gray dry fit, 1 backpack, and 1 jacket. We went to these items based on a parent survey that we had on people requesting certain items, and based on coaches and directors suggesting that we switch to these items. So that's why these are the items that we are using. They value in the dollar amount of $125. If anyone would want to switch out these items, they would first have to make sure the team does have backpacks. Some teams bought backpacks last year, and so they would not have to use the backpack again this year, but they could switch out that backpack for other items that value that same dollar range. The jackets are priced for this practice gear at $50 as well. That's how we came to the $125. The dry fits are $25, backpacks $50, jackets are $50. The price tag on the jacket is a $65 jacket, but we are only charging the practice gear fee of $50 per jacket. So if parents didn't want the jacket and want something else, they would only have the value of $50 to use, not the $65 on the price tag. Uniforms this year, we have 2 different vendors. We are finishing up with Soccer Stores by using the 2017 items. And if you were a team that got those jerseys last year, you would still go to Soccer Stores in Santa Ana or Granada Hills. This new year, we're using Soccer Loco. We are going to be switching to a yearly uniform from now on, and that's why we picked a uniform de tiempo, which is a cheaper price point for the jersey and shorts. We are asking that people get 3 jerseys and 2 shorts just to try and make sure teams have enough items to use. The girls is light blue, white, and black, and shorts are black and light blue. And the boys are royal blue, white, and black. And shorts, we're doing black and royal blue. Try to get away from the white this year in the shorts just because washing them gets to be quite difficult with keeping them white. And bleaching the shorts makes the logo fade. So you can go to soccerloco.com to order. If you're not sure how to get there, you can also go to our PATS website. And here where we have the logos, you can just click on the logo and go directly to their website. There is a email that was sent out with information on how to register, but you would just do a team or make a parent account and click your club Patadores, and then it takes you to the Patadores items, which is for sale, which is the tiempo and the shorts. Now, I do know that some items are probably not in stock, certain short sizes for girls. If that's the case, then I would suggest just picking a short size that you can work with to make sure you get your uniform in a timely manner and not have to wait most of the summer for things to be in stock. Nike, as we all know, has very great products, and we love working with them. But things go on back order. No rhyme or reason on why, but we just have to do the best we can to stock up with what's available, and parents just need to maybe be flexible with what sizes they pick. Practice gear, we are waiting for teams to register so that we can pull the practice gear. We are pulling it at the office. We have a staff of a couple people that help out with that. So as soon as your team's registered, go ahead and let me know. We are trying to look every week to see if people are getting closer to being registered. If there's 1 or 2 people that are just taking so long to be registered, we will probably just pull the gear without those 2 people. And usually what happens is when people get their gear and 1 or 2 kids on the field don't have it, it's amazing how fast those parents will then get registered. Problem with this is that we are doing the registration using those sizes on the website to purchase the gear. And if people aren't registered in a timely manner, we had to put orders in January, March, and May, and we're basing it based on who's in the reg site. So, of course, we're already starting to run out of certain gear. And so we're doing as best we can to keep items in stock, having to replenish as we go. So as your team finally gets registered, if we're out of certain sizes, we're just going to have to do the best we can to try and get you what we have in stock. And people just have to be patient that certain items might not be readily available just because we are waiting for people to register. But go ahead and just let us know that your team is registered and ready to go. We'll pull the gear. We'll let you come to the office and pick it up. What we have is a sign-out sheet that you'll get a sheet with what sizes people chose. You'll initial that you picked up the items. Then we want the parents to initial that they actually received the items. And then you need to either bring that signed form back to us or email it and scan it in and email it to us so that we have proof that the parents did pick up their items. And then if any parent needs to come and switch out the items, they can do that at the Pat store, Pat's offices during office hours or during store hours, and we can switch out the item to a size that they need. They just need to keep the tags on if the tags were on the item when they received it. And then lastly, ref fees. The club does reimburse for ref fees for the SCDSL fall season. We will talk about that more when it gets to be August, September, when the league is active and we have teams and schedules put together. And then you'll know how many games you need to ask for a reimbursement for. So that's something that we will talk about later. Lastly, the club raffle. We do a raffle every year. We used to collect money from the teams and we would turn it back into the club. But instead what we do now is we keep part of your tournament funds and only give each team $1,000 if you're an Orange County team. And that way we keep the raffle funds with the club already. And then you just need to sell tickets to keep the money to use for tournaments or any other team needs. So the club will print up tickets. We will give out prizes, and you can sell as many tickets as you want to try and collect for your team to use in tournaments or purchase easy ups or team benches. We have a end of the year or started a league party that we do every year. This year it's Friday, September 7th. We had to move it to a Friday. We had a venue conflict. So it'll be the Friday before league starts. It's at the Old World venue in Huntington Beach. It's a really fun event. So managers and coaches are invited to that. We will pick the raffle winners at that event on September 7th. So as soon as the raffle tickets are ready, I'll let the managers and coaches know you can come pick up your set at the offices. And again, you keep the money that you collect, you use it to purchase tournaments with, and you just turn the stubs back into the Pat's offices so that way we can then have this little stubs to pick winners. And prizes will include cash prizes, just different items that we come up with, maybe like iPhones or Amazon Echoes, or we might even have some LAFC tickets and maybe some trips to Rome to see AS Roma play. So look forward to sending that email soon with the raffle prizes or raffle rules with the tickets. This was just basically what I wanted to go over. Again, click on the manager's handbook on the website to look over the items in that handbook. And if at any time you have questions about anything that I just talked about in this webinar, feel free to contact me via text or via email. And my email is admin@patiodoors.org, or you can also reach me at lisa@patiodoors.org. And my cell phone is located on the Pat's website. You can click here on Club Office. You can click on Office Staff, and I'm right there with my phone number and email. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this webinar. I hope it was helpful. And again, anytime you need to contact me, feel free to reach out, come by the office and introduce yourself. And if you have any other questions that you want to sit down and talk, just let me know. We can set an appointment time and go over anything that you need help with. Thanks very much.